The Honorable Baryomunsi is attempting to intimidate me. Obviously, he will not succeed to intimidate Joel Ssenyonyi. When he says that I am in no place to lecture him, but who have I lectured here? I am raising critical issues of concern to all of us, matters of law. So how do you say that I'm now standing up to lecture you? I'm quoting for you the law. And that is the critical concern. Why do you not address, I don't know if it's in order to try and address my person. I'm not attacking you. If it were him as Minister of Information, I would still raise the issues of concern to him. Why do you not raise these issues of concern when we say, no, these are not arrests?
Thank you.
Can I be allowed to finish the point of order, sir? I was processing the point of order.
Honorable colleagues, please. No, please.
It's important I raise...
Conclude.
Because I don't want him to again make it seem like it's a personal issue. No, it is a matter of law. And why we are concerned, when people are abducted and for days on end we don't see them, they might end up becoming like John Bosco Chibalama, whom the Prime Minister said he was arrested. Up to now, she has never accounted for him. 6 years later. That's why we are concerned. I don't want the same thing that happened to Chibalama to happen to Lina Zedriga.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, no, Honorable Baryomunsi, I have to rule. There is a point of order against you. Yes. So, honorable colleagues, now, Honorable Ssenyonyi made my work even more difficult in terms of ruling, because he said that he cannot be intimidated. So, since Honorable Baryomunsi cannot intimidate you, let us ignore it. We take it as a passing, you know. Okay? Yeah. So, Honorable Baryomunsi, please.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I think what I said, and the LOP should listen, I said there are arrests being made and are being processed in accordance with the law so that the suspects appear in court. That's what I said. Secondly, I said the government of Uganda does not abduct. But if your dear one goes missing, there is a law which guides you on how you can report police, and the police can assist you to look for that person. I am alive to the law in this country as a member of parliament. So if you are saying there is an abduction, it is your word against us. We are not aware of an abduction. But if your person has gone missing, report police. Then the police can help you to look for the person.
Thank you for stealing Nevanda's body parts. Wants to draw me in an argument where I am not a party. I went to see him at Ginger Road Police, where they had denied him even sandals. And I followed this matter up to court, stood with him. Is he in order not to thank me, but to keep dragging me in his submission and create an impression that I have said something, yet I have said nothing? Is he in order?
Honorable Ssenyonyi, when Honorable Chris was presenting, I saw you, on your face I saw signs which are not usual. You are not the usual you. So I think since he's a qualified doctor and highly qualified, he might have understood you better, that you're concerned or you are so. So, but at least you should thank Honorable Ssenyonyi for what he did.
No, actually, Honorable Ssenyonyi is my friend.
Did he bring you sandals even, or he just observed and went away?
I want to thank the Honorable Ssenyonyi because actually he came, and many colleagues came to visit me, but he came empty-handed. He came empty-handed. But I appreciate he was concerned, but he even wrote a story in Observer which misquoted what he claims I have said, but that's for another day. But I want to thank him and the other colleagues. And I remember the Honorable Amuriat. and the Honorable Nabu Kenya and the Honorable David Bahat stood surety for me in court. So it's true, there was support in the parliament during that time, because we were fighting for the welfare of a colleague who had died in circumstances which were not clear. And I've already said, if it happened again, I would still do the same that I did then, to fight for the rights of somebody, especially who can't speak for himself or speak for herself in those circumstances. So I have no regrets for what I did on behalf of Parliament then as a parliamentary commissioner. So you should never use it to blackmail me or to think that I will feel shy because of the role that I played as a commissioner in this house. But I also want to put on record that the charges were not about stealing body parts. No, it was not about stealing body parts. That will be for another day. Now, you, Right Honorable Speaker, my plea to the honorable members and all of us as leaders, and that's the point I have been making in the media, that we are done with elections. Presidential, parliamentary, local government at LC5, municipal councils, waiting now for the LC3 and town councils to complete this process. Whoever is aggrieved with the results, there is a channel for court to petition, so that if you adduce evidence to the courts, then the courts can listen to you. But inciting the public for people to go into riots and violence, I think is not helpful for both of us in the government, even for you in opposition, because we want a stable Uganda. If you think you were rigged or you were treated unfairly, there are channels of court, but not an uncivilized way of inciting Ugandans. And security has a responsibility to ensure that you and I are safe in this country, because me being a candidate, whether presidential, parliamentary, is not a license to threaten you and harm your security as a Ugandan. And therefore, whatever actions you see security doing is in that line that they have a duty with the leave of the Speaker.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, allow me to congratulate my colleagues. Though many of us came in different ways, others through the door, others through the window, but all the same, I congratulate everyone. The clarification I would like to seek from our Minister. Our Minister, the leader of opposition raised very important concern about the Vice Chair of Northern Uganda of NUP. She disappeared. The family is looking for where she is. What we are interested in knowing is, tell us, where is she? Where have you detained her? And what charges was preferred before her? Right now, many people are disappearing. Be straight to the point and tell us where are those who are lost, where they are. That is where we want to go. Thank you.
Well, I thought that point had been addressed by the Minister of Internal Affairs, but okay.
Colleagues, once it clocks 3 p.m., we are going back on the order paper. So, Minister, conclude.
Okay. I think police and security agencies are doing their work. If there are people who are breaching the law, police and other agencies are mandated by law to take action. What we have guided security is that if they arrest somebody, he or she should be arrested lawfully and taken to gazetted centers and processed in accordance with the law. Now, cases of those you are saying have been abducted, I cannot confirm here that someone has been abducted, because there is a law on missing persons. If your dear one goes missing for a number of days, the law requires you to report to police that my person is missing, and then the law commands police now to assist you in search of such a person. But the information I have, that those who are being arrested are being processed for court, and then they are charged and handled accordingly. We do not condone abducting or arresting people and keeping them in areas which are not known. That is not the position of government. But the Minister of Information, rather of Security, Internal Affairs, maybe later, can give us information regarding those cases you are reporting. Lastly, Right Honourable Speaker, you have guided on the biometric voter verification kits. I chaired a committee of cabinet that prepared that intervention of using the technology. And indeed, it is the government which initiated it, and the purpose was to ensure one person, one vote. Just supplement the efforts of voter verification. Unfortunately, on the day of voting, we got a report that there were technical hitches. I was given a report on phone as the Minister of ICT, but an agreement was made with the Electoral Commission that voting goes on using the manual register. And the failure for the machines to work on that day did not in any way injure the integrity of the exercise. Yes, but eventually the technical hitches, there were software-related technical hitches, but I think a report will come. The voting still went on because in any case, candidates are supposed to have strong agents to ensure that they oversee whatever happens, and I think the exercise went on well. But eventually the technical hitches were sorted, and in the subsequent elections for local governments, the machines are being used very effectively. But the Minister for Justice can come and give us a substantive report. But it was the intention of government, so it cannot be the same government to have changed the mind that we don't use them. Because it wasn't an idea from the opposition. It was the President himself. So I just want to assure you that it didn't injure the integrity of the elections, and going forward, the machines shall be used for any other subsequent elections. I thank you very much.
Thank you. LOP, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Then Minister for Finance.
Right, Honourable Speaker.
Procedure. The procedure matter first.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thought I would raise it after the Leader of Opposition, but I thank you. When you are communicating, you informed the House about colleagues who had lost parents. I had thought, Mr. Speaker, that you are going to inform Parliament about the Honourable Mwanga Chivumbi, who was arrested.
Has he died?
Who was arrested.
No, because Honourable Ssenyonyi just wait, because I informed colleagues about members who had lost their loved ones. So I talked about the dead. So I just want...
Mr. Speaker, it's a tradition in this Parliament. In fact, in the past, even birth will be announced. When we have a colleague arrested, in the past, we have been briefed, and the Parliament has offered to help. So I had thought, Mr. Speaker, and I'm not blaming you, that you will inform us about the Honourable Mwanga Chivumbi. We keep reading reports that 10 people were killed in his house. But since that matter is before court, I thought as a colleague you will need to know and demand from government an explanation regarding his circumstances, especially the ones that don't offend the law regarding people who are suspect. So that's a procedure issue, Mr. Speaker, I am raising.
You had scared me, Honourable Ssenyonyi. Usually how we handle these matters, we have a CID officer attached to Parliament. He gives us a report as a readership, and then from that report, we are able to follow up on such a matter. So I'm going to ask the CID officer who will share with us a report through the clerk, and we shall offer any assistance within our means as the leadership of the House like we do for other colleagues. Yes, Honorable, allow 1 minute.
Honourable Speaker, I think it's because the modus operandi really is that for any colleague here to be arrested, someone's go through your office. But of course what we saw with the Honourable Mwanga Kivumbi is that his home was raided by the military. Thankfully, and imagine I'm saying thankfully, for him he was not disappeared away. He was taken to police and then court. Never mind that the raid was outside of the law really. The concern about the others is they were taken and we don't know where they are. Honourable Speaker, the Minister for Information has said that the home of the Honourable Kyagulanyi is suspected to be used as a public disorder hub. Those are the words that he used. And therefore there is access control. I think you should not operate in the dark. If you think that my home has got an issue with public order, accessibility, why do you not bring me on board so that I know what can I do, what can I not do? Because now you know, but the family doesn't know. So when they come, they are banging doors, the wife refuses to open. She's thinking, are these coming in good faith or not? Eventually they break and beat her up. But when you inform the family that now these are the standard operating procedures, no one is supposed to visit you. No one is supposed to bring food for you. Then we know, and we also get to see what can we challenge. But now you know. The family does not know. Yesterday his siblings went to see him, to see the family. They were denied access. So can we know, Honourable Minister? It's not enough for you to say we have put in place access controls. To what effect? Because when I know, then tomorrow if I flout what you have laid down, if it is legal, I can be held liable.
Thank you.
Finally, Right Honourable Speaker, again, this talk of there are people inciting violence and that's why the state is operating that way. Incitement of violence is an offense in this country. Why don't you charge them? If you think the Honourable Kyagulanyi has incited violence, issue him with summons. That's what I've been saying. But for you to say he's inciting violence, that's why we shall raid his home, break things, beat up his wife. You're operating outside the law. Issue him with summons. And very finally, Right Honourable Speaker, you see, abductions, and why we call these abductions, the Minister for Internal Affairs, who was saying that, yes, I went through, even though I'm saying the process was unfair. You see, we blame Idi Amin's regime of having killed people, and yes, they did. But Idi Amin did not kill everybody who was present in the country at the time. But let me get back to my point. The reason we are calling these abductions is because how can 7 days later, 2 weeks later, families don't know where they are? Honourable Minister, you have said that you are aware that for some of these, they are being processed for court. Tell me, you quote for me a law which says you can hold somebody for 7 days, for 2 weeks. The family doesn't know. The lawyers don't know. But you're saying you're processing them for court. How is that legal? How? You help me understand. Because if you're processing them for court, the family has got to be able to access them. Lawyers should be able to access them. If they're writing statements, they have a right to have legal counsel with them. But you're saying 10 days later you're processing them for court. We don't know the state in which they are. Family cannot access them. You, with due respect, the Honourable Minister should be ashamed of telling us these things that are outside the law. You should be apologizing the same way you're saying